Yo, what is going on, degenerates? It is Kyle here from SpeedBets, bringing you guys another UFC full card betting guide. This one's for UFC Seattle. Henry Cejudo taking on Song Yadong. Let's get right into this. Starting off, we're going to give you guys the 5 locks. Then I'm going to give you guys 3 underdog or pick'em opportunities. We're going to give you some free parlays, some DFS guide, underdog, price picks, better, all that fun stuff. And then a couple Hail Mary parlays for the degens in the back. I'm going to rapid fire these, then I'll give you my reasoning after. We got Mansour Abdulmalik by knockout. Ruziboumov, probably by knockout. Fluffy, probably by decision. Bukakis, probably by decision. And then the Dongster, probably by decision. Start at the top, Mansour Abdulmalik. This guy's in a phenomenal spot. Nick Klein stepping in for Antonio Tricoli. I don't think this fight's going to be too competitive. Nick Klein, very live submission threat. I'm a big fan of this guy. I think he can do stuff in the sport. I just don't think this is the best place for a debut. I think Mansour is probably going to run through him in a round 1 knockout type fashion. Ruziboyev is back up at 185. His record at 170 is absolutely terrible, but at 185, this guy's a menace. He isn't good. He's not going to be a ranked fighter by any means, but he is good enough to beat these bad fighters. This guy, the Jared Cannonier cornerman, this guy, he's like fighting in Tough Enough. Konoko, I don't really think he has a whole lot in the tank for Ruziboyev. Ruziboyev is a bum. I'm going to say that every single time this guy fights, but I think he's going to get it done. Probably first round submission, first round knockout type finish. Fluffy, way better fighter than Brendan Allen. Way, way, way better. Brendan Allen and him fought a couple years ago, 2018, back in the LFA. Fluffy won by decision. I think it's going to be history repeating itself. Brendan Allen, he might have success in the first round. He's not going to submit Fluffy. I'd be very, very, very impressed with Brendan Allen if that happened, but I don't think it's going to. I think this fight's going to extend late. Fluffy's going to take over like he does. Brendan Allen has a tendency to get tired, to lose later rounds, and Fluffy's going to win the later rounds. That's just how it goes. Now we have Modestas Bukakis. Look, guy, I didn't want to put Modestas in here. I don't think Modestas is that good. I don't think you should be betting Modestas at minus 300, but you got to do what you got to do. There's hard to find locks in this card, man. A lot of close fights. So I went with Modestas here. I think he's going to be able to extend this fight, gas out Cerquera, probably going to get it done like a round 3 knockout, like a decision type fight. I think Modestas is just a better fighter. He's going to show it in the grappling. He has a big edge there. Cerquera, this guy's fighting in like demo fight promotion. It's just not quality opposition. He has nothing for Modestas unless he gets a round 1 fluke knockout. Then we have the Dongster. The Dongster's going to beat Cejudo. Cejudo's about to turn like 38 soon here. It's just not the time for Cejudo. He should have either never retired or never came back. Again, Song Yadong is nowhere near this guy's level of competition. His last 3 fights are against the number 1, number 2, and number 3 bantamweights of all time. Merab Aljo and Dom Cruz. But really? Song Yadong's not losing to Henry Cejudo at the age of 37. Cejudo has not looked like himself. This guy's like smoking, hitting bong rips. He's looking chubby. I'm all over Song this week. I think it's a good spot. The line, again, is a little wide. I'd like it a little narrower. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Throw those in a parlay, get plus 326. Really greasy, but there's a lot of big favorites on this card, so we gotta do what we gotta do. Underdog pick'em opportunities. Number 1, Touchy Feely. Number 2, Melsik Baghdasaryan. Number 3, Merab's Daddy. Starting at the top, Touchy Feely. I don't think Melquizael Costa has what it takes. I think Melquizael Costa is the much more dangerous fighter, but I think Touchy Feely can avoid the danger. I don't think Costa has the power to knock out Feely like a Dan Ige does, like a Brito does. I think Feely's he might get hit a few times, he might get dropped once, but I think he's still gonna win 2 out of the 3 rounds. He did pretty good with Cub Swanson. I don't know how I felt about that decision. It is what it is, but that shows that I'd pick Cub Swanson to beat Melts Costa. Would you not? So give me Touchy Feely by decision, play 29-28, very close fight. Melsik Baghdasaryan, guys, the official bet that I gave out for this one is not the money line. It's the plus 3.5. If that means that if Melsik wins 1 singular round on the judges' scorecards and it goes to decision, your bet cashes. If Melsik wins the fight outright, your bet cashes. It's sitting at plus 250. I think it's great value. I see this fight extending long. Melsik is going to avoid the power. If this fight is purely striking and John Silva does not grapple at all, it should be no higher than minus 200 for John Silva. Melsik is an incredible striker. He is very good at avoiding the danger, avoiding the power. He can make this scarily close on the feet. John Silva should not be a 6-1 favorite in any stretch of the imagination, but I do think John Silva's going to grapple. So I think it's going to go long, it's going to extend, and it probably goes to decision. Then we have Merab's Daddy, Ricky Simón. I think the guy's more dangerous than Javid Basharat. They have a very similar style, technical on the feet, throwing leg kicks, shooting some sloppy takedowns. But I just think Ricky Simón's more dangerous. Who's more likely to get a finish? Obviously, neither of them are going to get a finish. The fight's going to decision, but I do have a bet. Ricky Simón inside the distance, decision, no action. What that means is that if Ricky Simón wins inside the distance, if he snatches up a sub, if he clips him on a knockout, like I was picking Amy and Zahabi to do a while back, that means our bet cashes at plus 200. It's about the same as his money line. But if it doesn't, if it goes to decision, guess what? We get a full refund. I don't think Ricky Simón's going to be able to out-decision Javid Basharat, so it's like a free stab at his money line. You get him inside the distance. Decision, no action. Javid Basharat isn't finishing shit. This guy's regional finishes are over fighters that are like 2-29. Basharat fought nobody on the come up. He's fought nobody in the UFC. He lost to Amy and Zahabi. Ricky Simón's worth a stab. If you're a real DJ and you throw these in a parlay, you get 28-37. All right, I'll move myself out of the way here. We're talking about the better slip on the left first. We have Nick Klein under 15.5 significant strikes. I think Mansour is going to do him bad. I think he's going to do him in the first round. I just don't think this is a good spot for Nick Klein, even if this fight extends a little bit. I think Nick Klein is going to be on the ground, playing his jiu-jitsu, not really racking up the significant strikes. Then we have G Matsumoto, under 90.5 significant strikes. This number is way too high. I don't see him getting 91, even if this is a striking fight for all 3 rounds. I don't see that at all. I think he probably ends around like 60, 70, maybe. And I think he's going to mix in the grappling, so he might not even get there. He might end like 40, 50. If John Matsumoto wants to win this fight, he is going to mix in the grappling. He's going to finish Rob Font. Hopefully, I'm picking him to finish Rob Font. I got a small bet on Matsumoto's submission. I think it's definitely possible, and then that's going to end the fight early, so he won't get 91. And right, we're kind of going into that in the underdog slip here. We have Matsumoto over 1.5 takedowns. Rob Font's takedown defense is garbage, like 40%. Matsumoto's going to run through him on the mat. And then we just need John Silva over 10 minutes of fight time. That's easy in my opinion. I don't think he's going to knock out Bagdasaryan. I don't think he's going to sub Bagdasaryan. Bagdasaryan isn't the most dangerous guy in the world. This fight's going long. Taken to the right side, there's Sultan Ruziboyev under 7 minutes of fight time. I mean, if this gets out of the first round, it's about as good as gone. But Ruziboyev, I think, is just not going to lose to this guy. Simple as that. I think Jisimo Koniko is not on the level of Ruziboyev, which is crazy because I don't think Ruziboyev is even on the UFC level. So I'm giving Ruziboyev round 1 finish. And then Bukauskas, you could take the over 7.5 minutes of fight time, but I like 32.5 strikes more. I think he's just going to beat up Cerquera. The guy was a punching bag against Ibo Aslan. He's going to be a punching bag against Bukauskas. Bukauskas does not have the power that Aslan has. If Aslan had a little bit less power, he probably would have racked up 100 sig strikes in the first round. But he obviously put him out, so give me over 32.5. I think that's easy. I think the fight goes long, and he's going to get that with ease. A couple of free parlays. Gave these out in the VIP. Of course, we're going to give them out on the YouTube now, too. Over 2.5 for the Cejudo versus Song. I don't think Song can put Henry out. I don't think Henry has any finishing equity at all. I think Song carries that power late. We saw that against Ricky Simón, so I'm not doubting him in the late rounds, but we'll take the over 2.5. Same thing with the Brendan Allen fight. Fluffy's not really a round 1 sub guy. It's round 2, round 3. Brendan Allen has good jiu-jitsu. I think he's going to survive. I don't think he's going to get finished. Give me the over 1.5. Then the John Silva Melsik Bagdasaryan fight completes 1 full round. We talked about that a little bit. I love that spot. That gets you to plus 108. We got a unit on that. Javid Basharat taking on Ricky Simón. We got over 2.5. I mean, that's about as good as gold. Nobody's going to find a finish in that fight. I told you guys my bet on Ricky Simón. So that'll make up for it because it's plus 200 if this misses. So then we got Nick Klein versus Mansour Abdulmalik under 1.5. And I mean, guys, self-explanatory. This fight's not going to extend long. Mansour Abdulmalik is a monster. And we got some DGen parlays. These are just $5 long shots, 0.1 unit plays. We got Ruziboyev in round 1. We talked about that. He's going to smoke Koniko. Bukauskas by decision. A little bit worried about that round 3 finish, but I think the decision's pretty live. Metafield by knockout. Yeah, that should happen. Julius Walker is not really that great. I like his grappling. I think he could maybe mix it up against Metafield, but Metafield every round starts striking distance. I think he can put him out. Fight does not complete 1 full round with the Mansour fight. We're covering ourselves even if Nick Klein throws a Hail Mary sub. Mansour to win in round 1 was like minus 125, so I figured why not just take this just in case. And then Andre Fili wins by decision. We talked about that one. I like Fili in that spot. Then we have John Silva by decision. Not a lot of people are picking decision. I see a lot of knockout calls, which is crazy to me. And we have Ion Cutelaba by decision. Guys, I'm on Ion Cutelaba this week. I think Aslan is not this guy that everyone thinks he is. I think Cutelaba is going to rustle him. Cutelaba has been in the UFC longer than Aslan has been a professional MMA fighter. And I think experience matters. He's going to show levels. And I think he's going to take Aslan to those deep waters. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a comment. Tell me about your lock of the night in the Discord right now. I'm just plugging the Discord shamelessly. Join up. We are destroying hockey. Nobody in this space is doing hockey like we are. We do way more than MMA. These are just some random screenshots from recent. There's been the Four Nations kind of all-star break for the NHL. It's coming back pretty soon, guys. You're not going to want to miss out on this. 2 months into the year, NHL has been our most profitable sport for DFS. I'm sending out these lines that I'm telling you guys to bet them. You tail me, you'll win. It's pretty simple. Doesn't get much easier than that, guys. Just copy paste the bets. Yeah, I just give them in a list. You can pair them however you want. It doesn't matter. Usually we go like 6-1, 6-2. So no matter how you pair them, you're winning. We'll also do an NBA on the right side of the 3 picks from last week. 3 good underdog calls. We had a full unit's worth of confidence on each of those underdogs, and they came through for us. Make sure you join the Discord, top link in the description, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.